Thank you very much. Agenda approval. You mentioned something about an executive session.
I don't think I need one today.
We don't need one? Okay. Any changes to the agenda?
Yes, I'd like to add, providing possible hiring of Patricia Saban.
Under
Senior staff.
Under mine, I have hires for rec, recreation needs.
Anybody else?
Make a motion to approve the agenda as amended.
Second.
Motion and a second, all in favor?
Aye.
Resident statements, when I checked, there was nobody signed in. I know a couple people came in afterwards. Would anybody like to speak, address the board?
I may not need to speak, assuming that there will be no votes related to the park this evening.
It's happening, yeah. Okay. I would like to welcome, two new faces actually sitting at the desk here. You want to introduce yourselves? I don't think the whole board has met yet. Both of you.
I'm Michael DePietro from Sentinel.
Mia Somerson from the Niagara Gazette.
Awesome, thank you.
And Steve, Bob McConaughey's in Black Green controlling the media.
Yeah. Okay, good. From Niagara County.
And from the state.
Yeah. Department head statements. Donna, we'll start off with you.
The town of Lewiston placed a Hewlett-Packard design jet on Auctions International, and the final bid was $290. So I just need the town board to approve that.
Move for approval as presented.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? So moved. That's actually a lot better than it was looking most of the time. Yeah. Anything else, Donna? Chief?
Just so the board's aware, we had new training and completing our new training tomorrow on Narcan. We had an older style and we got a new style. We got it for free, and anytime that we use it, it's going to be reimbursed. It's through Erie County Emergency Health Services. The second item, I guess we can check them out.
Sure.
As the board might be aware, and I know the supervisor is, and I think the rest of the board as well, we've been working on an agreement with Niagara Orleans BOCES for an SRO, to provide an SRO for summer school, since summer school this year is being held at Niagara Wheatfield School. We have an agreement, Mr. Seaman and I have, actually he's been sharing it with me today. We had some concerns that we were able to work to iron out at the end to get a final draft. I'm assured that it will not cost the town anything by all parties, and I'll let Mr. Seaman comment on the contract itself.
So I've worked through the contract with the attorney for BOCES over the last week and a half or so after Chief contacted me about this proposal. It's similar to contracts that the town has signed in the past. In particular, there will be no additional charges essentially to the town. In other words, BOCES agrees to pay for all of the hours that are spent from the officer to have an officer up there. Otherwise, the contract, covers basic things like indemnification along those lines. I believe I forwarded by email a copy to everybody. The session starts soon. They're looking for approval on it tonight. And if you have any questions about the contract at all, I'd be certainly happy to answer what I could.
Like they both said, this mirrors kind of what they did all year with the SRO. They pay for everything. It's a little bit different than what Lewiston Porter does. BOCES approached the chief and wanted to do the same thing for their program. I'm comfortable with Tom Seaman looking it over. There'll be no cost incurred to the town, and I believe every angle's been covered. So I look for a motion to approve the hiring or the staffing of the SRO at Niagara Wheatfield for BOCES.
So moved.
Second.
All in favor? Aye. Opposed?
We need a motion to direct the supervisor to sign it.
Yeah, I would ask for a motion to direct the supervisor to sign that.
So move to direct the supervisor to sign said agreement.
Motion and second, all in favor? Aye. Opposed? Thanks, Chief. Tim, anything?
No.
Jackie, you're on the, Bill, Conrad, anything? No. Dan?
Yes, I would like to ask the board for permission to hire my summer help, Matt Johnson, starting July 1st, from July to the end of December.
As per the contract, the salary is per the contract, correct?
So move.
Second. All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? The name for
What was the
that?
name?
Matt Johnson.
Anything else? Okay. Town about it. Mike, anything?
We start our parks programs tomorrow for the kids that get out of school. Do you want to update the town board on the tree project?
Okay.
You want me to handle it?
Yeah, I mean, Mike and I walked, what was it, a week and a half ago, we walked with Jeff Lester the entire green space. Michelle Court green space and the Sarah Court green space, two different areas, and there's still work to be done by the low bidder. So, Mike, I don't know if you heard anything more from him in regards to going in there and finishing the project?
He was scheduled to be in there today. We did not see him there today, but most of the work that he has to do is basically lifting out logs that are bigger than 4 inches. He left quite a bit of that. When we did walk it again today, it was much drier than it was when we walked it last week. So the water is drained, it is getting somewhere. The majority of the comments and concerns we have are residents from the new side, the Sarah Court side. Between Mary Lane and Michelle Court, a lot of the green has already grown in quite a bit, so it's starting to look better already. Once we get all the rest of the branches, everything down, it should turn out fine.
Have you replied to the residents who have emailed us?
I have, and the supervisor has, yes.
I went out and I met one of the residents and,
As long as they know that
yeah,
we're still moving ahead with the project.
yes.
We got quite a few of them that kind of came up to us as we were walking it the last few days too.
A lot of incorrect rumors flying around as to what may or may not happen, so hopefully they're all
Well,
put to bed.
Again, I mean, after the cleanup, we don't have a plan, we don't have any for restoration at this point. And we really can't have a plan for any sort of restoration until that cleanup is done. I've heard we're putting a dog park back there, I've heard we're putting a bike trail back there, I've heard all kinds of stuff. And I just so the residents are aware, we don't have room for any of that back there. And most of that is very wet property. It's meant to be green. We would have to change the entire definition of green space to turn that into active parkland. So those rumors are completely unfounded.
Thank you. No? Mrs. Maggard? Yeah, she's next.
I have a lot.
Oh, Jeanette, you want to go first?
I knew it.
Sorry, Megan.
Go ahead. Go ahead, Jeanette.
Just what you got on the agenda tonight.
Well, go ahead.
You want to do it now, or you want to do it?
Are you leaving, or are you gonna stay?
Do you want me to stay?
Wait.
Let her go, do it now.
Last time he said I stayed the whole meeting, he was so proud of me.
Yes.
Okay,
It's my turn to get to you. No.
Okay.
Just Mrs. Zano and Mary Ann.
Okay.
Thank you.
Okay, Mrs. Maggard.
Okay. Uh-oh.
Yes, Lord. Okay, I wanted to bring a couple of items to your attention. And kind of explain some things that have been going on. As you are well aware, we have formed a bicentennial committee, and our years were 2022 and 2023. Well, I kind of found, as you can see by some of the papers that I handed you, a map stating that Lewiston was broke apart from Cambria. Cambria was originally the Niagara County and part of Erie County. And in 1818, Lewiston broke apart from Cambria and made a town. So you can see all the towns that were formed from Cambria. And we were in 1818, not in 1823. Donna and I have been finding and exploring and going into every avenue we could think of to find out where 1823 came from. Yeah, that's where it came from, that plaque.
That plaque or this letter.
Yes, if you look at the letter, it kind of explains a little bit about why the plaque got the way it was, who did it, and it also says that the town of Lewiston became a town in April of 1823. And until that time was a part of the town of Cambria. Well, that's not true. We were a part of Cambria. We separated from Cambria in 1818. In February the 27th of 1818 was the first town hall meeting. And that was held right over here at Sparrow's Sage. And that's the little house next to the Hillview restaurant. Well, it's not a little house, it's sort of big. But anyway, that kind of led me to find all this information out. I am a part of the Niagara County historians. So I went into the New York State books. The only place that I could find anything out about Lewiston was in the 1818 New York State book. And as you can see, on the other page, I outlined it, and you can see where it did separate from Cambria in 1818. And this was taken right from the book. So I would like permission from the board to form a committee to kind of do that seal. Redo it, yes. So it's up to you guys.
Makes a lot of sense to me.
Well, the bicentennial committee was thinking of having some sort of competition and they've asked people to do something for the bicentennial. Maybe that would be tied together.
Okay, instead of us forming a committee, you think that we should go out and have sort of a contest?
Well,
It could be a
the
darn.
bicentennial meets on Wednesday. Why don't we decide on Wednesday, whether they want to go their own way with bicentennial and allow the town board to create a committee for a new seal that would be more inclusive, more broad than just the bicentennial.
Yeah, and we're gonna have another meeting on the 8th of July. It wasn't
Okay.
scheduled, so it's only 2 weeks. So if you have a meeting Wednesday, why don't you discuss it there?
I won't be there at the meeting on Wednesday,
Oh,
but
okay.
Donna will be.
Sounds like you got a job.
Yes, she's a recording
Okay, and
secretary.
then she can bring it back and we can go over it on the 8th of July.
Okay.
I would like
Okay.
I would like to say, though, that in numerous discussions with Louise, and we talked it over at Historic Preservation, and it seems pretty conclusive that 1818 is the date. And from this point forward, I think we should move forward with both the bicentennial and our historical preservation, recognizing that 1818 is the date.
Yeah. I agree, and like I told Mr. Maggard, it's kind of too late now. So we celebrate the bicentennial with the village, you know, acknowledging that 1818 was the year for the town and 1822 for the village.
Well, they can't help their late numbers.
Yeah, right.
If you recall from the get-go,
We're kind of in the dumps.
the sign that is up on 265 says 1818. That was done by Hal so many years back. Well, we've been sitting here with 1823 wondering if there was an official happening at that date, and that has been proven not to be correct. But I had to take a picture of the Wilson sign, that as you're going into Wilson, it says, "Welcome to the town of Wilson, circa 1818. So they don't know for sure either. They're saying around 1818.
Yeah, here's 1818.
So
Ours is pretty well defined
it's
as
interesting.
well.
Yeah.
And I love the communications that have gone back and forth from the state. Records have been lost, records have been burned, records were incomplete. This is what we have.
Yeah. Well, I appreciate everything you've done. I know
Is
this
any
has been-
questions? from anybody.
I think it's a good date.
Does anybody want a copy of this? Okay.
Gazette.
Here, do you have extras?
Let me see, I have one more. There you go.
One thing I think we should recognize Mrs. Maggard for her work on this.
So we can change this, maybe?
Yes. Well, we didn't like it in the first place, so.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you very much, Mrs. Maggard, for all your hard work. We really appreciate it.
No flag.
No, thank
Not
you.
yet.
Okay. Approval of the meeting minutes, regular town board from 5:30 of 2019.
Move for approval as presented.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Opposed? Audit payment, Councilman Jacoby.
First one is from June 10th. I move to approve the regular abstract of claims numbered 1437 to 1565 and recommend payment in the amount of $225,946.39 plus a post audit of $12,019.93. Second. I'm sorry. And the second one is, I move to approve, it's from 624. I move to approve the regular abstract of claims number 1566 to 1718 and recommend payment in the amount of $638,902.65 plus a post audit of $14,431.98.
Second.
Motion is second, all in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Opposed? So moved. Then I noticed, any correspondence isn't on the list. Did you have any correspondence?
The new business, that's
Oh, okay, I'm sorry. I thought it was over the side. Okay, because I have one too, that's why I was doing this. Under old business, the Riverfront Park. We all had a month to consider the report. I know Bob wanted to touch base on the report, and go ahead.
Sure. Here. Just in a real quick summary form, Kathy Galante is here to answer any questions that the town board may have, but the results of the fourth round of sampling showed results that were consistent with what we had found in prior rounds. So really nothing much has changed based on those results. We have taken that same report and submitted it to the DEC. In fact, just late this afternoon, we got a letter from them saying essentially that nothing has changed and still doesn't qualify for the New York State Superfund Registry, so much of the same from DEC. We also have an audience with the Environmental Commission on July 8th. Kathy and myself will be attending to answer any concerns or questions that the Environmental Commission has. So with that, I will certainly turn it over to the town board for any questions that Kathy may be able to answer.
So Kathy Galante is here from GHD. Anybody have, after looking at the report, does anybody have any questions?
Kathy, it's one quick question. The testing apparently showed there was no migration from the area to the west and towards the river. Like those two borings came clean, completely clean, didn't they?
Yes.
And from your analysis, did you see any indication that any of that stuff has migrated in any direction? I mean,
No, I mean, we
I
were
know.
north and we were west.
yes.
As well as, I think there were a few points east of the lagoons. We did not go south, because just the way the property is, we were fairly close to the property line.
Right.
Furthermore, your direction of migration is gonna be west to northwest,
Right.
toward the river, so we would not expect anything to be moving south.
And it's going to our environmental commission, and they're going to look at it, you're going to answer their questions. Based not so much scientifically, but on your own experience and on your own feeling, would you have any qualms or reservations about the park there?
No.
Okay. No? Okay. Then I know I'll be at the July 8th meeting. I know a couple of the board members said they're going to come to the July 8th meeting.
Probably should have it here.
Yeah.
Yeah. So we can have it here. So, Kathy, thank you very much. Bob, anything else?
Nope, that's it.
Okay.
That's it.
And we do have that letter available, so we got it today. I'm just getting ready on it.
Is that on our website?
So. No, we can put it up.
Just, yeah.
Yeah, it's dated there, we just got to the top. So, yeah, the report's on the website. Yeah. Okay. Donna, any residents' public correspondence?
We received a quick letter from the Sanborn Farm Museum, Business and Professional Association. They just wanted to thank Dave Crane for, they received three trees through a tree revival program grant, and they wanted to thank Dave Crane for coming and planting those.
The entire board received an email from a gentleman over on Adams Circle. And we've all had a chance to look at it. It's in regards to one of the neighbors operating a business out of the location, and I just wanted to bring it up because he's asking what the town board is going to do about it. They've been violated as far as running a business. It is in court. It's been in court since May, and that's about all we can say on it. It's a legal matter. I believe it's in front of Judge Sheeran. I know it's frustrating for the neighbors, but they got to follow the process. It might not be as quick as we wish it was. I mean, it's not like we can send the chief of police down there and say, tow vehicles and get it out of there, but it's got to take its course. So it is in court, and because we got this and we've got several other issues on it, I just want to let everybody know it is in court. I know it's frustrating, so, but we did receive a letter. So.
One more thing on that?
Yes, go ahead.
Tim, just for the record, your department's done as much as they can do. Now it's in the end of the court, right?
Yeah, we sent them a violation. They did not respond to the violation. We've emailed back and forth, explained to them why they couldn't operate a business out of their residence. They failed to respond to that, so we sent them to court. And that's where we're sitting at the moment. So, and the neighbors are very frustrated. But I tell them sometimes the wheels of justice turn very slowly. So.
Yeah. But I had numerous discussions with the one individual here. I understand his frustration, but Steve pretty much clearly stated that we've done everything we can at our end. It's up to the courts now.
Yeah. And hopefully they'll comply. Hopefully, I mean, that's ultimately what we want, just to comply. So, good, thank you.
May I ask one more question?
Yeah.
Tim, when a matter like this goes to court, it's been publicly announced that this is taking place. Does the judge look at these letters and petitions that we've received to know what the concerns are? Or is it just the document?
Just the documents from us. I mean, any correspondence we have as part of the case with us, we would forward with them, but I didn't know this came through until today.
It came this morning.
Yeah,
I forwarded this email to the courts.
Okay.
Yeah.
That was my question.
It came with pictures too. So.
Thank you.
Thank you. Under my liaison report, I think everybody here who comes to meetings regularly knows our frustration with our water department's billing. It's not our billing, it's the post office. It's getting the bills to the people, and it's not being done correctly. So what we did is we had Edmunds GovTech come in and give us a proposal. And why Edmunds is we use a BAS software for Donna in the clerk's office and Tim in the building inspector's office, and they are more than happy with the services they're getting. Edmunds purchased BAS. So Edmunds is technically BAS now. So what we're doing is we're looking to go with the same software that Tim has, that Donna has, that eventually budget and payroll is going to have in finance. So hopefully one day they'll all work together, they'll all be synced together. But what will happen is with the water department, this new software, you'll be able to go online and look at your bill. You'll be able to have a direct deposit off your bill. You pay your bill with an avoided check with no convenience fee. You can go online and pay it with a credit card. But you also get an email notification when water bills go out. You'll get a notification when the water bill's about a week due, and then you'll get a notification when it's late. And we'll even have a situation where you can opt out of getting a paper bill. You know, Tamara Migrosi and I drove to Buffalo, went to the Buffalo post office. They showed us the machine that our bills go through, and it had a small perforation, and every time it went through the machine, 4 times it goes through it started dripping. And we've had whole neighborhoods not get their water bill. So what we're looking to do is move forward. What we did, when Rob and I and Bill, Hal was already here, John wasn't around yet, first got into office, we learned that there were 860 residential water bill customers that didn't pay their water bill. It always went on taxes. So we initiated a $100 administration fee on those water bills that went on taxes. Well, in the 3 years that that's been on the books, we brought in $150,000. We're going to, I mean, it's indirectly, it's not directly, because we put that DA funded into the town budget. We're going to basically indirectly, justify using the water bill software, the money for that from that, bringing in that revenue. So I gave everybody the quote here, and we have a resolution that I have over here that I would like to move forward and purchase the water billing for Edmonds. And what that says is, it's a resolution for standardization government software applications, whereas Edmonds GovTech provides software designed for governmental services by including a fully integrated and secure graphical user interface and installation, maintenance, and conversion services. And whereas the Town of Lewiston Building Department and the Town of Lewiston Town Clerk utilize Edmonds GovTech software and its accompanying services, and whereas the town wishes to upgrade the software programs utilized by the Water Department and anticipates combining and integrating certain departmental software needs, and whereas the town finds it necessary to provide for easy, effective, and efficient departmental integration by utilizing one software interface, and whereas Edmonds GovTech develops integrated software between governmental departments, and whereas the town wishes to maintain uniform use of software among the town departments with regards to software applications in order to avoid the necessity of employees learning to use multiple programs and the town maintaining multiple programs and databases. And now therefore be it resolved that for reasons of efficiency and economy and pursuant to the authority conferred by General Municipal Law 1035, it is determined by this board that there is a need for standardization in the use of software interfaces among town departments, and that the town standardized to Edmonds GovTech brand software. Be it further resolved that the town is authorized to purchase software and its accompanying customer services from Edmonds GovTech for the Town of Lewiston Water Department, to the exclusion of all other software providers without the need for bidding and gathering alternate proposals. And be it further resolved that the town supervisor is hereby authorized to execute the necessary documents to enable the Town of Lewiston to purchase said software and to enter said service agreement on behalf of the town, subject to approval of said documents by the town attorney. Also, the Edmonds quote is for all 3 departments. It's for budget, finance, it's for payroll, and for water. It's a total proposed cost of $66,430, of which roughly $32,000 is for the water department. So what I would ask is board approval in a motion to approve moving forward with Edmonds GovTech.
Just to clarify one thing,
Yep.
Supervisor. What you're asking for today is just for the water department's
Right.
software system, correct? And
Yes.
then in terms of the finance and personnel department, is my understanding you're going to move forward beginning of next year
Yes.
on those issues?
Yes, but in Edmonds on this quote is going to honor the quote after the first of the year for this. So the second half part of it will be in the 2020 budget.
Okay, very good.
So how much is it just for the water?
Roughly $32,000. So
Is that a one-time cost or is that an annual cost?
one time, and then there's part of it, there is an annual cost in there. And I can give you a copy of the proposal. So,
Steve, I also forgot to tell you the fire office uses that right now also.
yeah, that's right. Yeah, and I knew that. So,
Motion?
yeah, yes.
Move for approval as presented and read.
Second. A motion, a second. Any questions?
This will put us in a place where we won't have another person out in front of us.
Well, nothing's ever perfect.
No, but it's less likely we're going to have people in front of us who legitimately didn't receive a bill and they're paying late fees and we can't do anything about it.
Well, I think the key too is that it provides a workaround. We're
Yes.
not just telling them to sit back and wait for the next bill to be received. They have the opportunity to log in and get it in a different way, which is convenient.
Well, and real quick, not part of this motion, what I would like to look at later is if you do get somebody that came in and said they didn't get a bill and they got a late fee, that one time you waive that late fee to sign up for this program online and all that.
Yeah.
One time.
Yep.
And that'll get the incentive to get people to sign up. And like I said, your phone notification, and we know there's people, you know, that will never use the internet for
Yeah.
the water bill. They want paper and they want to come down and they want to write a check. And there's nothing we can do, you know, hopefully they get their bills. And we are changing the paper
Yeah.
for the post office, so. Okay, any other questions?
Pleasure.
Motion is second. All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed?
Did the motion to direct them to sign for agreement?
Sure, you could do that.
Move to
Actually,
direct us-
it's in there.
It's in there.
That's in there already, that was in the last paragraph.
Thank you very much. Legal.
I don't have anything in addition to what we've talked about, and there's going to be another resolution with regard to investments that I believe Jackie will discuss, and then I can comment on if necessary.
Okay. Street light, Big Vista, Little Vista. Bob, you want to touch base on that?
Sure, that's a bit of paperwork that we need to sign to get back to National Grid. That light, the town board had passed a motion back in March. The light's already installed by Grid, and they just need a signature on the back of that second page at the bottom. I asked that the board authorize the supervisor to sign that. It's very routine. We've done this many times before with streetlights. We just got to get that back to Grid.
So moved.
Second?
Motion second, all in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Opposed? Thank you, Bob.
Yep, so if you sign it, if you give it to me, I'll get it back to Jackie Butler, the customer service rep for National Grid, if you like. And then the second item is the police and park stores building bids. The project was rebid, and there were, I don't know if you have a letter in front of you or not, dated June 20th, summarizing the 3 bids that were received. The low bidder was Morton Building Incorporated, and a total amount of bid was $507,692. Ask the board to consider award of that contract subject to available funding and review by the town attorney. Certainly, that's assuming the board wants to build still.
Yeah. Well, I know I want to move forward with it, so this is by far the best proposal that we've gotten on paper, so. A motion to approve the low bid. So moved. Second. A motion in a second. Any questions?
Only one, these bids reflect the change in the bid specs.
They reflect two things. There's Morton Building that's just doing the building. There's no electrical contract as part of that building, and we revised the bid specs very slightly to reflect the rebid process, and that's the number it is.
It's substantially the same building.
Yes.
Yes, just right, but as of the moment, there's no electrical component to it. Part of that, just to fast forward a little bit, you know, the Niagara County is in the process of putting in a communications tower at that facility.
Yep.
We had a planning board meeting